promotional video first.
Okay.
And, well, at least we're like we're not having technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's good. We're getting better.
Yeah.
We get better and better and better. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because last time we had technical difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Real bad. Okay, here we go.
Operation Exodus, Mississippi. What is OEM? It is the only real solution for descendants of slaves born in America. The original Mississippi campaign. Anything else is fraud and will not work. It is the process of bringing into reality the promised land that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke of. It is simply inspiring the so-called black residents of the state to take advantage of their voting time, having a large population to take control of the political systems, laws of their state, to benefit themselves, of which brings them power they never had before. OEM has nothing to do with religious, personal, or political beliefs. Just wanting to make life less oppressive in this geographical area so blacks can feel safe and operate with less resistance due to racists, forming a type of safe haven sanctuary state for black people. OEM doesn't advocate trying to force the populace to do anything they don't wish to do, but offer advice and suggestions to improve their state for all citizens, regardless of race, creed, color, sexual orientation, etc. Some of the benefits of OEM could be: 1. As a state, you could finally request reparations due to the enslavement of our ancestors from the federal government. Being such, monetary or other awards will not be going to individuals or groups, but a state now that benefits this people to help build what this people need to act like true, free, liberated, as well as equal citizens of this nation. 2, having control of the governor's mansion. You can control the state National Guard, as well as all law enforcement of the state. 3, create a different way of living among the people to alleviate homelessness and other poverty. Requesting the citizens more modesty, opening up more jobs, more time with loved ones. 4, offer true rehabilitation to those in criminal systems so monies on jails can go to more beneficial purposes. 5, state can request the federal government to release all political in federal custody or those forced into asylum in foreign lands to be returned to or handed to Mississippi so they can live out the rest of their life in dignity. 6, Mississippi will become a true work state where every man, woman, and child can say they had something to do with the success of their state instead of credit going to a select few. 7, being an agricultural state already, we can specialize in the production of pure organic foods that is good for our citizens. Also can be exported to other states and around the world, having a want for people organically grown food products. 8, success of OEM will become the blueprint and example, having not enough room for all who now wish to move. So our eyes must be set upon perhaps Alabama, Georgia, and the like. 9, a state can function independently from the federal government, forming relations and deals in foreign lands like Africa to benefit the state and nation. The so-called black people of America have never had true power that others respect. Doing this, we will get the respect and power we have never experienced, and the doors that will open to just taking control of your life, we can't remove. Please be reminded, if not for the domestic terrorists targeting black people of the South and the federal government refusing to protect its citizens, forcing them to flee, this OEM campaign probably would have been made generations ago. So all you and I will be doing is the work our ancestors wanted to do, but couldn't do due to domestic violence from other citizens. Join and organize Operation Exodus, Mississippi. Mississippi today or become a supporter.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, this is Assistant Brother Taalik to Brother Taalik of Reality Temples Ministries, Operation Exodus, Mississippi, and Soul Celebration anniversary. Today, I'd like to first of all send my shout outs to Brother Craig, Brother Bakari, and Brother Guy. And also, I would like to just say that welcome to those in the comment section and those on the Hangout, as well as those live on Facebook. Now, what this is about is what you just saw in that trailer video that our good brother Omar Shabazz was featured in. And this is the reality. This is the only reality, the only proven reality. No one has refuted this ideal of Operation Exodus, Mississippi. You know, nowhere in social media that I know of. And the situation right now that's going on is that just like Brother Taalik, and I'm sure just like many of us other have tried the conscious Black community for so long that it did not work, you know, and we see that none of it has worked going way back to the 1920s of Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew, Father Divine, and other people that came through, and it didn't benefit our people. We seen what happened with the Nation of Islam when Malcolm X was in the nation at the time and when he left. And we seen also how that organization declined, you know, even after his death. And I mean, it's just the same thing, just like with the Nuwabians, an organization that I was involved in under Dr. Malachi Z. York, who was known by other different names. And I mean, today, right now, we are at the point of extinction. I mean, you know, I know, especially those of you that's in the Black conscious community who are very in particular about our people being extinct, or when you hear that we're people that's headed for extermination, you know, it's at the point right now that that's the reality. I mean, just look around you and see what's going on. Many of us are getting killed in the streets by the police. Ain't no justice being, you know, brought forth behind that situation. You know, it's still areas in this country socially why people are being discriminated against, whether it's housing, the job market, education. I mean, the list goes on. So my thing is this, is at this point in time, if we do not take advantage of this ideal that me and Brother Taalik came up with earlier this year, called Operation Exodus, Mississippi, you know, if we don't collectively come together and put together what's going to work for this ideal to make this a success, as well as by putting all our differences to the side, you know, just like the colonists put their differences to the side so they could gain their independence from the British, if you see where I'm trying to go with this. So basically, we in a situation right now where we got to put our differences to the side. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, Judaism, or whatever religion you belong to, or whatever other walk of life you belong to. It's not about You know, whether you're what your sexuality is, it's not about what your status is as far as how you financially living. None of that matters right now. It don't even matter if you're a drug addict, okay? It don't matter if you're an alcoholic, okay? Because at the end of the day, all of us have some type of kind of symptoms dealing with being oppressed for over 400 years here in America, you know, under our slave master, you know, who we know is the Caucasian. And I mean, it's like, and we're still getting dealt a bad hand by his descendants, as you can see. No matter what's happening right now with the Republican, the Democratic Party, and all that other stuff, even with what's going on with Trump. None of that matter right now. We are below the bottom totem pole. And once again, especially to those in the conscious community, we are headed for extermination. Like I've always said, FEMA concentration camps, which is a part of it, and also mass graves, which is a part of that plan that they got set up for us at any right given time that they could initiate. And ain't nothing gonna be done about it. And that's just a fact. I mean, that's why I tell y'all, listen, y'all ain't got to take my word for it. Go research it. I mean, these folks got a plan for us. I mean, they're already using other so-called minorities in this country, which is known as immigrants, to replace us. So they won't have to feel no need of us rising up as a threat for all the oppression that they dealt us for nearly 500 years. And then on top of that, you know, the situation as far as what's going on right now, with that situation with China, you know, it's a situation going on right now which could cause the U.S. serious problems. And if we ain't prepared for that, as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, we gonna be totally left out while everybody else is gonna have some, as far as their own culture to depend on, you know. And even there are those, like the brother has stated before, that is trying to adopt this same ideal by taking the state, you see. So, I mean, if the Mexicans and other different cultures is trying to adopt this ideal off of what we've created, that should say something to all of us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. So, I mean, it's like, you know, that's the situation. I mean, I don't know what else to say other than that, you know. And as far as that go, I mean, you know, once again, I welcome y'all. And I'm here in St. Louis in live and living color with my brother Taalik. Nobody ever thought that we was going to be face to face, especially with me being his ad assistant. So, I mean, I'm enjoying it. And I'm going to let the brother go ahead and take the floor. Oh, sorry about that. I would like to introduce our sister, Rashida Strober, and also our brother Gary, I see, that's on the hangout once again. And I just want y'all to sit back and just enjoy this, because this is special. As far as I'm concerned, you know, I mean, these people out here chasing after these Caucasian paganistic holidays. Right now, this moment is like a holiday for us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. So once again, I would like to pass this on to our great brother Taalik Ibn'rad. Oh, to Rashida, I'm sorry, sister.
Oh, thank you. That's okay. No, it's all. Greetings, everybody. First of all, I would just want to say I'm happy to be a part of this. This is actually, I believe I was a part of it last year, even though you wasn't doing the Operation Mississippi, but I'm honored to be a part of it because the thing is, I know that Brother Taalik is really passionate about the topics and the issues that he takes on dealing with Black people in America. And that's, you know, for me, I like people that are action oriented and that are serious about what they say that you know that they want to do. So that's very important. So I'm very happy to be a part of it. I'm support what you're doing because I think it's very important. And as the brother stated earlier, I don't see anyone, you know, making any other claims or contesting this this particular project in the way that the brother is doing it. And I think it's unique. I think it's innovative, and I think it's bold. And I think most of all, I think it's more about it's the action part of it. It's the solution part of it is what I really want to say, because a lot of times we know that damn near everybody in the Black community, especially now that we got social media, they come on, they talk about what the problem is constantly, but where's the solution? You know, it's rare that we hear somebody say, okay, well, this is what we need to do to solve this particular problem. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen overnight. That's not even the issue. But just to lay out a plan and to constantly be thinking and putting that plan into motion and then going back and revising it is what's important to me. So I'm very pleased to be a part of it. And I thank you very much. And I'm going to pass it on over to who's next. Brother Taalik, you next?
I look like I have no choice.
Okay. It's all good.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I want to thank you, Sister Rashida, for being here with me.
Oh yeah, and I just want to say to everybody that's watching, if you could please share the link on your social media and like the video, because apparently that does something with YouTube's their algorithms and whatnot. So just please, you can share it. I've been sharing it right as I'm sitting here, right on my social media. So yeah.
All right. Hold on a second. All right. Let me check my Facebook, make sure that's right. Facebook is in operation. Okay, that's good. That's good. Set this up here. Okay. Set this over here. That so I can see this chat room. Okay, we're gonna be in business. Okay. All right, all right. Yeah. In the name of our ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the Realist Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the Mighty One, Ancient 007, your soul brother, number one, y'all. Okay. I'm so happy that my sister Rashida is in the house.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we had a wonderful time in Atlanta, Georgia, Sister Rashida.
Yes, we did. Yes.
And I'm telling you, my lady friend really enjoyed that play. I mean, you turned it out.
No, I enjoy her. She was hilarious, man. I still got her comment in the back of my mind, and the way she said it, it was just like so sincere and just like so unassuming. I was like, whoa. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was
a pleasure to meet you.
And it's the same here. The same here. I told you we was gonna meet each other.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen eventually. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, my baby sister, she wanted to come to Florida, and I said, well, why don't we come down there to St. Petersburg?
St. Petersburg. Yep. Yeah. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. So I said we'll go down to St. Petersburg.
Yeah. Come on down here anytime. Come on.
So we still might do that.
Yeah.
But right now, I got this campaign going on, and who knows when, and if it takes off a little bit, you know, we have to go to Mississippi. There's no doubt about that. We're gonna have to go to Mississippi.
And if I may, I know you're gonna speak, but I just want to say this because I told you this personally. After you had spoke, you was tired, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to come. You came from a long way. You was tired, and I had asked you to speak on Operation Mississippi, and now you had told me about Operation Mississippi when we talked like over the phone or through the Google Hangout. But I'm finna tell y'all this, and I hope that the people watching get a chance to see you speak on it in person, because it's a whole nother, you took it to a whole nother level. Like, it's one thing to see somebody on video give a dynamic talk about something, but to see you in person, to give, you know, the presentation that you gave at the play, it was just amazing. And from that is what really, to be honest with you, made me jump on board, because I could see the strategy, the planning, the passion. I saw all of that, the sincerity in it when you got up there and you spoke. And I was like, wow. And the crowd, everybody was sitting there just like hanging on your every word. And it was wonderful. So I really appreciated that. It's just a whole different ball game to hear you speak about it in person. And what I'm hoping to see you do is to do some type of campaign tour, so where you're going city to city, speaking to churches, you know, colleges, different organizations about this, because it's definitely on that level.
I guess the speech is done. You did it, sister.
No, it's a lot more to come. No, it's a lot more, because you got the details. You got all the details and can break it down, the nuances, and help people to, because it's a campaign. And when you're running a campaign, you got to convince people to go with your campaign and make what you want the agenda. And like I said, when I sat there and I listened to you and watched you and you were there, I was like, okay, I get it. I'm on board. So that was very important to me. So like I said, I'm hoping you're able to tour.
Yes, ma'am. I hope so too, because I mean, we really making some progress.
Yeah.
This is a big, something that is on a very high level, magnitude here. I mean, we're talking about national. It has to become a national movement.
Right.
Something small is not going to be effective. It's going to have to take something really big in order to get us something big. And so it's going to have a lot. I mean, if the people are going to do it, I'm ready to roll.
Yeah.
They decide they don't want to do it. Oh well, that's nothing you can do about it. But if people want to do it, then we're going to do it. And that the success. Oh man, we're going to talk about that in just a second. It's just incredible. But excuse me a second.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you, Sister Rashida. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Gary's in the house. My brother Gary is in the house. He's in the chat room. He's just sitting there back in the cut. Yes, sir. If you want to say something real quick, brother Gary, you can.
No, go ahead. Continue.
Okay, all right. And we got my brother Leon in the chat room, and my sister Bridget and GL and Syrian, and we ready to roll here. I want to thank you. I want to thank you once again for all those who are watching now and those who will be watching this presentation in the future. I thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to come before you and speak our little piece, and hopefully I can say something to us this afternoon that will cause you inspiration and get on board what we call this soul train. I want to say, of course, got to send my shout outs to those who are on Facebook. This is again a simulcast presentation to my brothers and sisters, friends on Facebook. I want to give greetings out to them. And of course, those who are close to the Realities Temple, I want to send a shout out to our sister Ingrid and sister Brittany and brother Craig, brother Guy Nollywood, brother Bakari. I said it right.
Yes.
I always get that brother's name right. I keep getting it confused with Barack Obama. And I don't know why I keep getting that brother's name confused with Barack Obama, but I got it right. I'm proud of myself. And I want to send a shout out to Brother Maurice Muhammad and those who are like I guess you could say like a springboard from this platform. They are exploring the options of a small town in what's the town, brother? Mount Bayou. Mount Bayou, Mississippi. They explored a small town in Mount Bayou, Mississippi, and We wish them, of course, the best of luck because their success is our success. We're all on the same team as far as this is concerned. You know, we're going to Mississippi. I want to send a shout out to the son of man, Brother Marvin Muhammad. And I had a brief conversation with Brother Marvin, the new nation of Islam. As soon as I am able to touch down, I'm going to touch down to Mississippi. Got to go see Brother Marvin Muhammad, the new nation of Islam, in a small town called Red Lick, Mississippi, Lorman, Mississippi. Got to go see them. These brothers and sisters have been there for years. They got it going on. Almost really self-sufficient, doing some great work there, and we need to show. We need to show our people, you know, when our people are doing great works. So, who else did I didn't want to miss nobody. I think I covered that. So with that said, let me get another taste of this little water. I don't know why all of a sudden I got a dry mouth. It's incredible. What's up with that? But I'm not gonna try to hold you long. I hope that you are here for the whole ride today. But I'm gonna try to go through this quickly but efficiently, and again, hope to inspire us and probably perhaps give us just a little bit more understanding on this campaign called Operation Exodus Mississippi, the official kickoff. We presented this idea back in March of this year, and I sent a DVD actually to Minister Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam. I have not heard anything back, and they said the way I talk about the Nation of Islam, I probably won't hear nothing back. But it's all good. It's all good. And I presented this idea to the Nation of Islam back in March, and just been kicking it. People have been asking me, y'all ain't doing nothing. I never said we was going to do anything. I just want to put it out in the air to see what type of response. And so far, we've been on YouTube, and we've been on Facebook and a few other social media. And so far, we've been getting a real good response. So why not officially attempt to do this type of thing? Let's kick off this campaign. You know, we can't do no worse than what we're doing now. That's a guarantee. So, man, my mouth is so dry. What's up?
Because we know you finna talk, you finna say something. Got a lot to say.
You think
so? It's all good.
Man. My mouth has never been this dry before. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe you're right. I don't know, sister. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you having some kind of effect on me. All that womanhood you got out there.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Is my sister around?
Wow.
Well, they friends. They friends.
Yeah. Sweetheart.
I'm gonna sit over here and get myself in trouble.
Oh my God.
Let me take the video down. All that. You know, you knew I couldn't be there, and I see what you do behind my back.
Oh my God, no. Oh.
No, she ain't nothing like that. She ain't nothing like that.
Oh, it ain't like that because got a light-skinned boyfriend, so.
Light skin.
Leave that one alone, though. I just had to throw that in there.
A dark-skinned activist with a light-skinned boyfriend.
Oh my God.
That's another subject. That's another subject, y'all. We're gonna have to go to the the dark-skinned activist, and she got a light-skinned boyfriend. Wow. Matter of fact, this is the second one. This ain't like it's the first.
Oh my God. This is actually, hold up.
Oh, the third one?
But wait a minute, hold up. Now I was married to a pitch black, blue black, dark-skinned man for 10 long years. Okay. That means something.
Okay.
But I digress. Operation Mississippi.
Oh, okay, all right.
I want to hear about Operation Mississippi.
I did want to, but I don't know. It's starting to seem to be more exciting getting into your personal life.
Oh, here we go.
dark-skinned activist.
I'm gonna have to write another play about it because I just
Angel Snow, no, he dry snitching.
I'm not leaving my light-skinned man. I'm not doing it. Sorry, I could take the heat. I can. I could dish it out and I can take it.
Okay, all right.
But I want to hear about Operation Mississippi.
Yeah, okay, here we go. All right. As you saw, my brother, assistant to me, he's here with me live. Y'all seen live and living color, Brother Taalik. And he got here a little later than I thought he would get here. And I wanted to go to visit the crazy house, actually. I did. And I thought it was important to go visit the crazy house because I wanted to make a video and I wanted to show you where I was liberated from. You know, this is operation. This is about our liberation. Soul Liberation Day. It's about our liberation as individuals, as in my case, liberated from the crazy house. And all of us go through drama. All of us have problems, and we go through these different things. And many of us, fortunately, we liberate ourselves from these different problems. Unfortunately, as you live, you're gonna keep liberating because that's what life is. Becomes a whole lot of problems, you know. But that's what it's about. But this was a major problem for me, 10-year problem, you know. So I wanted to go to the crazy house just to revisit, just to make a brief speech, and I'm gonna do that right now. See, the crazy house, for me as a person, the crazy house represented injustice and suffering. That's what it represents. The crazy house for us as a people is the United States of America. And we have been in this crazy house, in this insane asylum, going on 500 years. Now, I'm free and I'm speaking with us this afternoon. And the reason why I can do that is because I was liberated from that situation, but I did not, and it was not liberated just because that's what I wanted, because I had forces against me 24 hours a day. And we as a people in this nation, we have forces, including forces not only external, but internal, that's working against us. But how was I able to liberate myself? And the reason why I was able to liberate myself from that situation, which was called impossible, I was told that without our cooperation, without our permission, I would not go nowhere unless I did what they wanted me to do. And that's take their medicine. And they wanted me to take this psycho medicine, and they wanted me to confess that I was a criminal. And I refused. I said, I would rather be dead than confess to something I am not. I am not a criminal, and I am not insane. I'm not going to do it. So I had put in my mind and had already accepted the reality that I'm a dead man. I was going to die in this place. That's how serious it was. But as time went on, light came to the end of this tunnel and within this tunnel. And that light was what I call right knowledge. I'm not talking about something that's emotional, because I was emotional for the whole time I was there. I was emotional. I called the white man the devil when I was locked up in there. I called him the devil. I called him the children of Adolf Hitler. And I said all kinds of things that made myself feel good. It felt good calling the white man the devil right there in his face. And when I finished calling the white man the devil, they said, you can now take your ass back to your room and sit down. Because we go home every day and we're going to spend the evening with our family, and you're going to spend the evening with these folks. So I felt good saying that, but it did not change my reality. It filled me with emotion, but it did not change my reality. You know, it made me feel good. I like saying that. Make it feel good. But it did not change my reality. My reality did not change until I began to grasp the right knowledge, not just any knowledge. Knowledge is good. There are many of us. We love knowledge. I hear them on YouTube all the time. You know, knowledge. Knowledge is power. Yes, knowledge is power. Yes, it's good to have knowledge. And, you know, I have in vogue in the, hi Terry. I have in vogue behind me. Some of these persons, they want you to know that they have all this knowledge. And they have all these tons and tons of books. I've been doing a lot of reading. I'm so smart. I am so great. And not only can I read like this, but some of them may even have the college degree. I went to Harvard, maybe perhaps, and I went to Yale, or maybe perhaps I went to Morehouse or wherever I went to. They full of knowledge. And there's nothing wrong with knowledge. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not the problem. The problem is when you put yourself in a situation and you come upon a problem, you must seek right knowledge. Because if my car breaks down, I cannot use a plumber's manual to fix a car. It's knowledge, wonderful knowledge to have, how to go into, you know, fix pipes and things of that nature. But I'm trying to fix a car. It's the wrong knowledge for the situation that I have here, the problem that I'm facing. It's the wrong knowledge. So if we who are a part of this Black conscious community, Afrocentric community, however community, Black community, however you want to say it, if we've been going on in this nation, going on 500 years with this problem, and this problem has not been solved, and we have all this knowledge, and the problem has yet to be solved, then clearly it's the wrong. I know, some of y'all don't want to hear that. It's the wrong knowledge. Clearly, it's the wrong knowledge. And I know you feel good about your More Science Temple. I know you feel good. You in the Nubian nation. I know you feel good. Assalamu alaikum. I'm in the Nation of Islam, and I'm part of the new Black Panther Party. I'm part of the new UNIA. I'm part. Makes you feel good, sound good, make you get a lot of emotion. But there are thousands of you, thousands, not a few hundred, not me and my 10 subscribers. You know, we can't do too much. It's just me and my 10 subscribers. We don't count. But it's thousands of you who are Kemetic, thousands of you who are BG, thousands of you who are Nation of Islam, and I could go on and on and on. Thousands of you who are Christian, and you can't change your condition. You're Christian and you're Muslim and agnostic and all these things, and we can't change our condition, but we say that we have knowledge. Some of y'all said that y'all even have the truth. Some of y'all even said that you have right knowledge, but it's not changing our condition. Why is that? Because clearly it's not right knowledge. Because if you take that manual that was designed for that car and your car has broken down, that's the right knowledge for your situation. You should be able to fix your car. Because you have to have the right, appropriate knowledge for your situation. It's not working. It's not the right knowledge. It's not the appropriate knowledge. And also, you have to have the correct mindset, the right mentality in order to go in to fix these problems. You can't, you know, in order to fix a car, you have to have a certain attitude about fixing the car. Not, I don't want to do this. You defeating yourself. You can have the right knowledge, but you're defeating yourself because you're not into this. So you might even have the right knowledge, but you won't use it correctly because you just don't have the right attitude. So you have to take all these things into consideration. But most importantly is the correct knowledge, the right knowledge. And we don't have it, because if we had it, we would not continue to be on social media 24 hours a day, day in and day out, complaining about this condition and asking, what can we do? What should I do? What did I do? You know, you're still doing the same thing. So here we are, and this truth has arrived, but y'all don't want it. What is this truth? What is the solution? There's only one real solution. There's only one correct knowledge, and that is what we call Operation Exodus Mississippi. It's the answer. It's the solution. Now and I want you to debate me. I want you to challenge me on this. I want you to do that. You won't last long. That's guaranteed. Because like I said, all these other things y'all been tried. It's like putting a round peg in a square hole. You can't do it. It's not getting the job done. You don't like the truth because maybe you don't like Angel Snuffing Up 7. That's bad business. It's bad business. You should like, if I'm thirsty and I really need water, you can't trip off, well, I don't like that kind of bottle. When you're really thirsty and you need to quench yourself, it don't make no difference what vessel that water is in. The only thing you want to know, can I drink that without it killing me and quench my thirst? That's the most important thing. I love all of us. I love all of us out here in the community. We are the best produced by our community. We really are. We are the best. And all of you, all of us have water that's good to drink. And I'm not going to deny. I listen to those who are Kemetic. I listen to my Christian brothers and sisters. I listen to the Nation of Islam. I listen to those who are in the Black Panther. I listen to all of us. I'm not tripping off the vessel. I'm listening for that truth. I'm listening for that right knowledge and bring that right knowledge together. And if you bring it all together, you're going to get Operation Exodus Mississippi, because that's what it is. It's about adjoining. It's about unification. Some of y'all don't want that though. Y'all want a slave plantation. Really, you don't really want that. You really want to copy your massa, and you really want people to be like you. You want to bring folks onto your plantation. That's not what we're doing here. I'm not trying to convert you to no religion. I'm not trying to convert you to no ideology. I want to convert you to your liberation. Once you get free, I don't know what you're going to do. I just want us to be liberated and free from the oppressor. Once you get liberated, that's the first step. That's the most important step, is your liberation. I don't care all this other stuff that you're talking about. If you're not liberated, if you're not free, it means nothing. So you can be Kemetic, but you still live with your racist oppressor. What do that mean? I'm an African. Don't mean nothing. You're still living with white folks. I'm a Native American. It don't mean no difference. You're still living with white folks and you're still being oppressed. So what? I'm a Christian. You're still living with an oppressor. So what does that? Or don't mean nothing. You don't act like, and we don't even act like, I don't think we take this serious. We don't act like oppressed people. We always complaining. The white man is, and ooh, sister, you done joined the video call 2 times. Sister Rashida on the video 2 times. She want to hear this double.
Now I want to join in under my main account. I realized I went on my main account.
Okay, all right. Okay. But we don't act like an oppressed people. So I don't think that you really take yourself serious. Do you take yourself serious? How can we call ourselves an oppressed people and people looking at us, oh, those African Americaners, they always talk about they oppressing the white man and the gender mendering and whatever other complaints we always have in this country. We oppressed. People always doing something to us. Police brutality. But look how we living. Driving the fanciest of cars. You know, a lot of us even show off our money, houses. We got a husband, maybe more than one. Got a wife, maybe more than one. I mean, we don't act like an oppressed people. I don't think we even take ourselves serious. So if we don't take ourselves serious and we're not taking this situation serious, and that's why you can't unite with Angel Snuffing Up 7. That's why you cannot unite with those brothers and sisters who Kemetic or Nation of Islam or any of us. You cannot connect and want to unify because you're really not you really don't feel that you're an oppressed people, because if you felt oppressed, just like Malcolm said, by any means necessary, any means necessary. I don't have to like you. You don't have to like me. We have a common enemy, and once we get this common enemy off our back, then you can go do what you was doing. But we have a common enemy, we have common problems, and if you really want a solution to that, then we must come together unified. But you're not doing that because you're not oppressed, because you eat 3 meals a day and you're comfortable. That's why. You don't need me because you eat every day. You don't need me to eat. You don't need Louis Farrakhan to eat. You don't need Al Sharpton to eat. You don't need Umar Johnson to eat. You don't need nobody. You don't need nobody. That's the reason why you do what you do. I'm doing my own thing. But you're still oppressed living in America, and you complain that you got a problem. I'm doing my own thing. Because you don't need me. Until we realize we need us, then nothing's going to change. Until we begin to embrace right knowledge, nothing is going to change. Nobody takes us serious because we don't take ourselves serious. When I was locked up in that crazy house, people did not want to be around me because the only thing I talked about was, I want out. I want out. I want out. They'll bring some girl or female to my room late at night when things is all quiet and things is, you could do some things. I told her, get out. Yeah, but I got all, and she was looking good, some of them. Now, I'm not prejudiced or nothing, but as soon as the white girl showed up at 12 midnight, you got to get out. I ain't a white girl. I'm sorry. Y'all got to get out. But some of the sisters would come to your room 1, 2 in the morning, and some of them was, you know, but I had to tell them, you got to get out. Because my liberation and my freedom is more important than whatever you think that you're going to bring me tonight. I want out of here. I want out. I want out. I want out. See, some of y'all do the same thing. You know, your penis and your vagina control you. That's more important than your liberation. You know, watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta is more important than your liberation. Here you got a situation in Chicago. They keep talking about the high crime rate, the high crime rate in Chicago. Some of that can be instantly stopped if you had real men that lived in Chicago. Because as men, these men get together and they tell the criminal element or whoever is in that neighborhood, say, I don't know what y'all doing, but you got to get out of here. You know, my grandmother wants to spend time on her porch without bullets flying over her head. Our children need to go to school without bullets. And I know y'all need to make a living selling drugs or prostitution, whatever y'all doing now, but you can't do it here. Go find some weak men, and you can do that in that neighborhood. But you're not going to do that here. Men could do that. And men understand that some men might have to die in the process, but it's all good because you're not going to bring that here. And any criminal element will leave because they don't have time to be messing with problems like that. They're going to live. That's bad for business. They would rather go somewhere where they don't have to deal with crap like that. But I'm not making mockery. I'm just making an observation. If there were real men, see, these men work jobs, 8, 10 hours or whatever. The only thing they want to do is go home and get a beer and tell their wife to strip after the football game is over. That type of thing. They have no concern in the protection of their neighborhoods, their community. That's not the mentality of a man. Men, from what I was told, y'all tell me that men are supposed to protect and provide for their family, their women, and their children. So clearly the men of Chicago and any of these other black communities, and you have all this high crime rate from a criminal element, clearly the men not doing what they're supposed to do. we're going to wait for the police. I mean, of course, you know, you're going to have to respect the police. They are the authority. But as men, we have a responsibility. And you tell the criminal element. Matter of fact, most of these persons are our own children. We know who these people are. They are our, well, sometimes it's female, but y'all know most of the times it's male. You know it's your nephew. You know it's your daddy. You know it's your cousin. We know who these people are. We need to set our people straight. We need to get our people to do better. We know who these people are. But you're not men. You're not men standing up. And see, this is the reason why we have a Cynthia G. This is the reason why we have China Fox. This is the reason why we have all these sisters out here crying, because see, they crying out, looking out for men. Because if we stood up as men, control and get the men together, Cynthia G has nothing else to say. What else can she say when you're doing what you're supposed to do? All these women that y'all said bash black men, they have nothing to say when we as men do what we're supposed to do. Even if it means we go to the grave. Matter of fact, it makes us look even better in the eyes of womanhood, because they were like, man.
Oh, shit. My bad, bro.
All right, thank you. Sorry for that little interruption there, y'all. But it makes us look better when we're doing what we claim that we're supposed to be doing, that is to protect our women and children, protect our community. It makes us look better. So when you're doing that, what else can they say? Running around here, Cynthia G got a weave and makeup and all that, and so-and-so is fat. That makes us look more pitiful and pathetic. That's all that it does. The hair-headed hooligan and all these names that we call our sisters. When you become a man and show these women that you're a man, when they see your strength, whatever you want, believe me, you don't have to ask. They're going to give it to you. When those women know that you want them to have natural hair, watch, they'll just start doing it. You don't have to get on YouTube and they should wear natural hair. They should no. When they want to please their man and she knows that her man wants her with her natural hair, she'll just do it. You don't have to worry about all that. She just do it. But when you don't want to take responsibility for yourself, then you need to point the finger and get the pressure off yourself. And y'all never point the finger at the real problem, which is living in a racist society. That's the problem. But that's how it is when you're dealing with people suffering from abuse. People suffering from abuse point fingers at everybody except the abuser. He was a man. In the comment section, I'm gonna say this here. Somebody said black men are expected to fight the whole world. How can you fight the whole world when you ain't done nothing in your own neighborhood first? So who is stupid enough to expect you to fight the whole world? You can't even fight in your own neighborhood. So clearly somebody is really overstepping. Fight for your own personal family, your wife and your children. There should be no such thing as a black man being forced to pay child support. That's your baby. That's your life. No court, no law should have to tell you to pay for your child. You should not even want nobody to pay for your child. But for those who don't responsibility, it's pointing finger things. Until men begin to step up to the plate and be men, this condition is not going to change, because only a man can move this. Only men can move this. There's a reason why the Caucasian racists called us boy. That's the position that he put us in, boy, and he still call us boy. Not in our face like they used to, still call you boy. And if you go down south, sometimes they still tell you, call you boy. but they try not to make it like something racist, but they call you boy down south. Look, we waste our time with these senseless debates. I mean, they're good, but again, they're not appropriate for the time. Talking about, am I African or am I an Aborigine? Is that how you pronounce it? Aborigine, whatever. I'm a native. What difference does it make? This is what you are in America. Reality check. You is an N blank GGER in this. This is what you are. Matter of fact, you even call yourself that. Whether you're supposed to be an African or a native, it don't make no difference. In this society, you are N blank N GGGER. That's what you are. Nobody tripping off of it. And it's to the point where you even call yourself that. So that's senseless debate. We become hypocrites. Some of y'all, you love melanin. I just love being black. And you talk pro-black, blackity black, y'all. So I love the melanin. Ain't nothing finer than somebody that's black. But then at the same time, when some of y'all get angry and upset, and see, when you're angry and upset and become emotional, the real you comes out. And so you love black and you love melanin, but then you'll turn around and call somebody like me or Tommy Sotomayor, brother Tommy Sotomayor, you'll call us crispy. And crispy is a word that you use to make mockery of those who have dark skin. Ain't that right, Sister Rashida?
Absolutely.
See?
I was always against that whole thing. I ain't even trying to bring up no names, but I remember when I had somebody present that to me a couple of years ago. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Like you saying, it's a walking contradiction. You want to preach blackness and you want to be black, but at the same time, you want to demean blackness. I can't respect black people behaving like that. I don't even want to be bothered with them. Those type of black people are despicable to me because it's either you in or you're out. You can't be towing the line like that. You can't be insulting blackness and then talk about you pro-black. That don't work. No.
And actually, the person that actually brought that to my attention really was Tommy Sotomayor, because he said, why are you calling me crispy, coon, Uncle Tom? All these words come from the racist slave master. That's where they come from. So right. Here you are, you don't like white people and you don't like the racism and all, but you're using all these are racist, terms that came from the slave master and their children. That's where it come from. You're so dumb, you can't even come up with your own words to make mockery of somebody. You actually are stealing words that have been used for 400 years. And we know what they meant. Some of these words, coon and Uncle Tom and crispy and all, and nigger and negro. Some of these words was some of the last words many of our people heard before they was lynched, before they was killed. So why would you want to continue to use the word? Why would you want to use the word nigger? And I heard recently, even Tommy Sotomayor was talking about he needs to stop doing that. Because we know where it all comes from. I'm not saying nigger, I'm saying nigga. N-E-G-G-A or however they say it. Nigga. No, you know what it comes from.
Well, it's to the point that black people have even sanctioned, which I got a huge problem with it and got into debates with white people over this. Sanction white people, white rappers using the word nigger. No, you don't get a pass. No. Stuff like that enrages me. Yeah. But I'm trying to keep it. It's all a part of the discussion of Operation Mississippi, because I see Operation Mississippi as an actual solution, and I'm a solution-oriented person. I listen to people talk. I listen to the scholars. But at the end of the day, there's something called policymakers. Right. That's why in American government, the way that this country, they have the scholars, and then those scholars are in think tanks, and they become policymakers. And they become lawmakers to say, this is how we want things. And it's the same thing with what I feel Black people need to do. We actually did this after slavery and during Reconstruction. So it's not anything new to us. I just kind of think we got comfortable after civil rights. But we need to go back to politics. We need to go back to government, self-governing. We need to go back to that and quit talking, because a big part of the problem, I heard you talk about the men taking responsibility and that kind of thing. I'm a traditionalist. I believe that, well, I don't know if you want to necessarily call it a traditionalist, but I believe that the man should be at the head. That's just my belief. So, but we have things so messed up as a result of slavery and everything that we've gone through, that everything is kind of off balance. But again, that's not the solution, is to continue to talk about it and beat a dead horse. It's to say, okay, this is what it is, but this is what we're going to do. Absolutely. This is the solution to the problem. And I know I just have to say this, you know, my father was in the Nation of Islam for a long time. And one thing I could say about him, I'm going to go off of his example, is that he was a solution-oriented man that was at the head of his household. So I saw that, and I understand what that means. I understand a man stepping up and saying, okay, this is being a leader. That's what we got to do. And it does no good. I'm just going to say this. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really listen to a lot of what's being said by Black women on YouTube, but I'm going to say this right here. It does absolutely no good to bash Black men in regards to the leadership capacity. Critique, yes. Bash, no. It's about a solution. Critique them. Anybody could do that. Critique me. But critique towards a solution. If you're not going to critique towards a solution, then you're the problem. You're just a talking head. And I personally don't want to hear it. So that's my whole thing. Black women have got to understand the situation that we find ourselves in America that's dysfunctional. But then we got to say, we got to correct this. We can't be out here saying, oh, F these Black men, you know, let me go and swirl. Let me go. That's running away from the problem. That's not going to help. That's called, you know, that's genocide to me. So it's all about figuring out a solution and then implementing. And of course, everything ain't going to always be smooth. So then you go back in and then you look at it and see what the results were, see what you need to change, and then revamp and continue to do that. That's what we need to be doing. So it's all a part of action and solutions. And that's how I'm seeing Operation Mississippi.
Yes, ma'am. And somebody, where's that? Get that feedback. Okay. All right. Okay. So we need to take ourselves serious. If we don't take ourselves serious, then all this becomes a joke. It becomes a joke. We have to stop being hypocrites to ourselves. See, brothers and sisters, many of us, we think that we have all the time in the world. We think that time is going to wait for us to get our act together. That's not how things work. For as we know right now, time might be gone right now. We don't know. But, you know, until it's clear that we've run out of time, then we need to do what we can appropriately and use that time that we have wisely. We don't have all the time in the world. So we want to play with time. But time waits for no one. Time is not going to wait until we get it together and get it right. I talk to brothers and sisters all the time, and they think they have time to get it right. No, you don't. You don't have time. You don't have time like that. But who would play with time? Who would disrespect time? Well, there's only one person that really could disrespect time, and that's those who are dead. those who are dead, because there is no time for those who are dead. So I was in the Nation of Islam, and they told me that the Caucasian people called us Negro. We was called Negro at one time. And they said that the G in Negro, N-E-G-R-O, the G is interface from the Greek. You can use a C or a K, which turns the Negro into necro, and necro is the prefix for like necrology, which means the study of the dead. Those with a dead mind. So if we were Negroes or we have dead mentality, then this is the reason why we play with time. Because we're dead. Time really don't exist. So that's why you can just think that you got all the time in the world, because you're dead in the mind. You play with time because time don't exist in your mind. Those who respect time, if you look in the animal kingdom, that which is alive respects time. So the ant knows that it's time to gather certain things and harvest, because time is going to mean cold weather. So I got to get ready and adjust for the time. But see, the dead don't have to adjust for the time. It can be winter, it can be spring, it can be fall, whatever. Don't make no difference for the dead, because time don't exist. But when you're alive, the bees respond, the birds respond, the deer respond. Any life form that is alive responds to time, because they know if they don't make it in time, they'll be like in the case of the ants. If they don't do what they need to do before winter hits, they know they could starve to death.
Right.
If they want to live, you have to respect time. And we don't respect time. So you think, well, I do. See, you really know, that you need to unify with Angel Snuffing Up 7. You need to unify with Brother Gary. You need to unify with Brother Taalik. We know that we need to unify with each other, but we're going to take our time, when the right time go by. See, that's not how it works. That's because we have a dead mentality. Time don't exist for you, because when you're living and you know the only way that I can exist, I got to have these persons with me, whether I like you or not. Only a dead mind. Operation Exodus, Mississippi. Why is it important? Operation Exodus, Mississippi is alive. It's in accord with time. It's bringing us the right knowledge, all those things that we're talking about. It cannot be successful unless we create real men and women and children. Unless we create unity, otherwise it cannot work. It's on time and it's on for you. It is the answer to our prayer that we claim that we've been waiting for a long, long time. The problem that we have right here is that we are doing good things. Brothers and sisters, look, we're doing good things. Many of our ideas is very good. The problem is, it's too many of us doing too many things. That's the problem. When you're trying to deal with cancer, you don't shoot cancer all over the body, all willy-nilly. You concentrate on the cancer, and it's a direct attack. But the way we're doing it, it's a little bit over here, a little bit over there. That's not, you're not going to be effective like that. You have to become one direct. That's what makes a laser beam so powerful. Don't you know that a laser beam, don't you know light is filled with rays, all types of rays. And a laser beam is light. But the difference between the laser beam and the regular light that's shining on my face right now is that that light becomes concentrated. And that's what makes it powerful and makes it deadly. This Operation Exodus, Mississippi is like that laser beam. We're taking all of our ideas. What I'm presenting to us today is nothing but a foundation, but we're taking all our ideas and bringing it as one to make that laser beam. That's what we're doing here. It's too many people doing too many things. We need to concentrate on one thing and make it strong. Make it like that laser beam and focus and stay on the course, because it's the way to go. If we don't unify, if we can't get this together, then we as a people we're just dead. We're just dead men and women and children walking. Because the right situation, brothers and sisters, look, this is the time that we're living in. We've already been given warning. You had Hurricane Katrina, the best example. Look what happened to our people there. We also had the recent hurricane in Texas. We need to be looking out for ourselves instead of waiting for FEMA. And if the right situation happens in the world, brothers and sisters, we don't have nowhere to go. Now, people are running to America right now from Guatemala and whatever. But if something happened in America, what are we going to do? They are setting up sanctuary cities for immigrants coming to this country, where we've been here abused and neglected and done unjust, oppressed, going on 500 years. Where is our sanctuary city? Where is our safe haven? Where can we go when we are being oppressed, when we become refugees? Long time ago, you know, they ran us from the south and we ran to the north. There was a place that we could go. But now, where can you go? What can we do? If we cannot do this, brothers and sisters, if you think this is not serious and you want to take it for a joke, then, because none of the things that we're doing is going to ever work. That's just the bottom line. I'm telling you that. It's not going to work. So why don't you stop complaining as a man, stop complaining as a woman, and just take your whipping. Stop all this crying. Oh, the white man is doing this. And, you know, I used to be like that. I used to be like that. I used to be like that too. Oh, the white man this. And if they didn't take down my videos, you know, I really wasn't crying like a lot of these cats do. But I did blame the white man. But, I mean, it gets old. Oh, the white man do this. Yeah, so it is. It started getting old. Get old fast. Oh. You know, my videos getting taken down because I'm talking about what the white man has done. But it gets old. It gets old because we understand the white man. We understand that part. But you know you're not going to get no help from the white man, and you have to depend on yourself. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to change this condition? What is the solution? The solution is Operation Exodus Mississippi. Operation Exodus Mississippi is the catalyst. It's the foundation. It's the base that you use in order to get everything that we want. You want reparations? You can ask for that, but asking for reparations from the power base of a state, you're more able to probably chances to get it. And plus, if you control that state and doing your own thing, you can create your own reparations. See, do you understand what I'm saying? You can just take it. It's about taking it. And you don't have to use a bullet. It's about using your brain and being smart. Taking control of the state of Mississippi, you talk about reparations, you can take it because they get funds from the federal government. You can take your reparations. Don't have to beg. You talk about black business. Bring your business to Mississippi. All the laws that's an obstacle to black business, we are in a position to take all that down. And all you brothers and sisters who are entrepreneurs and business-minded, bring your skills and your talent to Mississippi. Mississippi can give you low finance loans, all kinds of stuff that we can do as a state. You want a better education from the public school system? Well, now you control the state of Mississippi. You can change the public school system to fit your needs. Plus, you're doing it in a way, you're not going to interfere with the white people that's still there or the Asians that's there. Nothing you're doing is going to interfere with the lifestyle of anybody that's already there. Only thing you're doing is looking out for yourself for a change. Gaining power for yourself for a change. That's all you're doing. You're not messing with nobody's life, and everything you're doing is 1,000% legal under the Constitution of the United States. That's why it would be very difficult for the federal government to come down just to harass the state of Mississippi, because we're trying to do something good for ourselves, because the state of Mississippi is a state in the United States, protected by the federal government. So here you are already in an agriculture type state. You talk about we need better food. Here you go. We can create real organic food. When you buy the apple, it might be a worm in it. When I was growing up, apples had worms in it because we didn't use no kind of pesticides or nothing. See, we have to learn not to be so profit driven. In order to have real organic food, you gotta let the worm have a little bit. Let them have it. It's plenty enough for everybody. But the food is good, it's pure. Bring the soil back to the way it used to be by proper crop rotation instead of putting all these chemicals in it, because they're doing the same crops over and over and over again, depleting the soil of what's supposed to be in that soil, because they want to keep making money off this particular crop when they know they need to be rotating that stuff. But then they stopped doing that because they found ways to use all these synthetic chemicals in order to get that job done. So if these plants and animals that are eating these synthetically grown vegetables and animals, what you think that's doing to us as human beings? And you wonder why your children's slow. You wonder why your children have autism. You wonder why we can't think at all, because our brains aren't being developed properly. As a child, you should, mama, you know you need to be giving your child breast milk. That's the best food on the planet for your child. So I ask brothers, especially these brothers that bash black women, I ask them, are you a breastfed baby or are you a Similac baby? They don't never answer, because see, look, when I was growing up and most of us was breastfed and we had that close tie to our mother, and I know some of y'all who are sort of on the older side, you remember, the only thing somebody had to do was say, your mama. Now they don't even know your mama. And you get off, don't talk about my mama, you end up getting your butt whooped. That's the type. I don't care if your mama was a prostitute. I don't care if your mama was a crackhead. I don't care. You don't talk about my mama. Nowadays, you don't hear that no more. But nowadays, most of these young children are drinking Similac Infamil, these formulas. And so 2 things is bad. You're not getting the proper nutrition, so you're not getting proper brain development.
Right.
Because that Similac and that Infamil cannot copy the chemical composition of mama. Plus, when you next to your mama, oh man. Look, I read an article not too long ago. I don't want to get nasty, but this is how it go. They was talking about women's backside. They said that there are chemicals in women's backside that is necessary for the development of the child. And I didn't know that. They are always finding something. The woman's breast, her backside, everything about us as human beings, there's a reason for it. And so now we're developing human beings. You're not developed properly because you don't have that connection to your mother and you're not getting proper nutrition. Thus, we don't have proper brain development. But you can get all that when you take control of that state and control and grow your own food and make it real organic food. We can change the flow of our people going into incarceration. As a state, you can even go to the federal government and ask for our people who are in asylum and those who are in prisons right now. We can ask for our people who were former members of the Black Panther Party or any type of activist organization from the 60s or whatever. We can ask for them to be released, give them to the custody of the state of Mississippi, and bring our people home so they can die in dignity after they fought for our liberation in the best manner that they could. I would rather Huey B. Newton and Dr. King and Malcolm, I would rather them spent some time in prison or whatever, and we could release them now so they could be here with us and enjoy the last of their days among us. And also they be alive so they can see that we as a people have grown to the point and we are really on our way to the liberation that they fought so hard for and was willing to die for. I got a little ways to go, y'all. Are you all right? Y'all all right? I got a little taste to go and we'll be done. And I want us to share what is being said this afternoon. I want us to share because I'm going to release this later as a response to Savior's Day, because that's really what this Soul Liberation Day really is. It's like a response to Savior's Day. I'm going to repost it when the Nation of Islam, Louis Farrakhan, has their Savior's Day, because I'm telling you, and I believe, and it's all with all due respect, this is the best Savior's Day speech you're going to get. We're on time. We have the right knowledge. It's appropriate. If we take action upon this, we can get the job done. Now look, y'all hanging? Let's hang just for a little bit more, because I know Savior's Day, they the brothers and sisters that listen to Minister Farrakhan, they listen to him for 4-5 hours. I'm not going to take 4 or 5 hours. I think I just done. It's an hour and a half.
Yeah, do your thing, man.
Do my thing, Brother Gary said. Let me do my thing. Let me get up on here and do my thing. We're gonna do this. Are you hanging, Brother Taalik?
Without no question.
Okay, Brother Taalik said he hanging. Sister Rashida said she's hanging. She has a little baby she got to check on though. So we're gonna keep rolling here, y'all. Just bear with me. I'm telling you, this is the best talk you're gonna have in February. Nation of Islam have their Savior's Day convention in February, and you're already getting the fire that you really need for the rest of the year right now. Look. Oh, they tell me to keep rolling. Brother Leon said keep rolling.
Keep rolling, man. Go ahead, cuz.
We rolling on. We rolling on. Let me get a swig of this water here. Now look. See, look, y'all. We need to prove ourselves worthy of freedom. We need to prove ourselves worthy of the liberation. In our current state, our current mentality, the reason why we can't get nothing going really is because we're not worthy. You call yourselves gods. I'm a god and I'm a goddess. And you say that you're kings and you're queens. So this thing that we call Operation Exodus Mississippi, it should be very, very easy to do. It should be easy for a god to take control of a state. It should be easy for the kings and the queens to easily come forth and reclaim their throne. It should be easy to do that. You are God and you're goddess. Now, I understand y'all like those titles. God, you are God. The black man is God, y'all. You know that, don't you? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the God of the universe. You know, we come from Kemet, you know. You know, we're kings and queens. You know, y'all know all that stuff, right? And that's good. And that's good. However, you've done nothing to prove and show that you are a God. Because God creates. What have you created, black man? Kings and queens rule over nations and countries. What nation? Country that y'all rule over. What do you create, God? It's nothing but feel-good rhetoric. if you want feel-good rhetoric, I would suggest that you leave here, because I'm not about feel-good rhetoric. It's going to be real or it's going to be nothing at all. I did not want, when I was locked up, they offered me partial freedom. You know, we'll give you a little bit. And if you're a good boy, we'll give you a little more. I don't want none of it. If I can't have freedom, I don't want nothing at all. I don't want none of it. And yes, it took a little while before I got the full freedom, but it was well worth it. That's why I'm talking to you right now. Because it's freedom or nothing at all. I don't want no little bit of this and a little bit of that. I don't want that. I want all. All of it or nothing at all. So we want to put ourselves in position. If you cannot take control of a state, and this state of Mississippi is already in existence, and you can't take control of it, and you're a god and a king and a queen, see, it makes no sense. Then you want to run around talking about, I want to build my own nation. We're gonna go to Africa and build our own nation. How are you going to build your own nation in Africa and you can't do nothing on the land that you know? And you think you're going to just go to Africa and do that on foreign soil? That don't even make any sense. But you can't take control of your neighborhood. You can't take control of your town. You can't take control of a state. But you're going to go to Africa and all of a sudden, this is what's going to happen on foreign soil. And are those people going to tolerate you doing? Where are you going to do this at? But see, coming from the power base of a state, you prove to yourself that you can control government. Because see, this is what they want. They want you to take control of a state and they want you to fail, because the first thing they're going to say to us is, see, Negroes can't do nothing. That's what they want you to take over state, and they want you to fail. They want you to do that. There are many Negroes out there who's listening to me right now. That's what they want. Yeah, if y'all do that, y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of Negroes. I hate to disappoint you. And all we need is the right environment. All we need, and see, taking control of that state, you produce the right environment. Watch. See, y'all don't believe this. But just the fact that you begin to create a new environment and you begin to inspire. Look, y'all talk about Egypt, Timbuktu and Ethiopia and all these great civilizations. Beautiful and wonderful. But there's nothing like when you do something with your own hands. Nothing like that. Do you know how inspirational that would be to our young people when they see us taking control of a state, and everywhere they go, black folks run this, black folks run that, soul brothers and sisters, they run this, run that. And they looking at us do international trade. We sending our ambassadors to Africa. Say, for instance, as a state, we can send our ambassadors to the Congo, because the Congo is one of the biggest countries, nations I heard on the continent. They have plenty of land we could make a nation out of, for real. And we can make a deal. Support the Congo. Support the Congo by what we're doing in the state of Mississippi. And little by little, we start sending our babies and our children, sending them up to start little towns and cities on the land that the Congo get for us, because we got this deal with that African nation of the Congo. And next thing you know, 10, 20 years later, we got an outright nation, the nation that you claim that you want. And I want to say this to us. Look, see, for some of us, we want what we want when we want it. That's the wrong attitude to have. There are many Caucasian people from the Revolutionary War that never saw this nation become the great nation that it became. But they were willing to die for it. We who are living right now, we can begin this process, but we're not going to live to see the ultimate result. The only thing we can do is guide our children in the right direction, and they'll take it where it needs to go. But we are the pioneers. We will become the forefathers of a great nation, whether it be right here in America or on the continent, wherever we choose. But this is where it comes from. You got to have a place to start. In this land, Mississippi, it's not going to work. We need our brothers and sisters to be men and women. And we need to unify and take the appropriate action. But once you do accomplish this, it's going to fall apart unless you have the right mindset. Because I'm gonna use that N word. The N word, people like with that mindset, you're not gonna get nothing done. And you can be comedic and you can be a Christian, but y'all still have that N word mindset. It's not gonna work. You have to go to our people who are already residents in the state of Mississippi. You have to go to them and explain to them that we have to change our mindset, that we have to have a certain morality, certain laws and things that we can and cannot do. And we got to get up out of this materialistic mindset that we've been given living in this racist nation, so materialistic, and learn how to be modest and just modest living and concentrate on the love that a man has for his wife, the love the wife has for her husband, and the family have for their children, grandma to the cousin and so forth. We need to concentrate on love for our personal self and stop tripping on cars and diamonds. When they talk about Africa, look, when they talk about Africa, they always talking about the diamonds and the gold and the oil, those things. You never hear them really, they don't talk about the love of the people. That's your greatest asset, is the love of the people. A diamond ring and oil and gold, they can't love you. It means nothing. That gold and diamonds, all that stuff still going to be here when we dead and gone. But that connection that we have to our life, all those things are dead. All these things that we have out, all these things mean nothing if you're not connected to somebody that's alive. Brother Gary is more important to me than gold. Sister Rashida is more important to me than silver. Brother Talib is more important to me than money. All of you are more important to me than these material things. That's why I can come to you. You accept me how I am. That's why I can come on video with a suit on. And y'all know sometimes I come on video ain't shaved in days. Because you accept me for the human being who I am. You love me for if I got something, you love me if I don't. And if I don't have nothing, then you love me enough to share what you got with me. We all in this together as family. So within this state of Mississippi, there's a constant teaching, there's a constant bringing suggestion and advice to our people that we got to bring love to one another. We're not going to force, you don't want to force nothing on nobody. If they want to drink beer and get drunk and keep acting silly, so be it. They still want to do such, so be it. But we're trying to really reach the children, because the children are the main ones that's going to bring all this to fruition. The only thing we got to do is direct our children in the right direction, just like the racists did their children high up. Unfortunately, they directed their children in the wrong direction. We're going to do opposite than that. Don't you know how, oh, wow. Do you know how full of pride you would be? I know y'all talk about, again, the pyramids, and I heard the brothers talking about all these different things our people supposed to have done in the past or whatever. And you feel so good about that. But can you imagine the pride you would have when we are able to go to the Mississippi, and basically it's all soul brothers and sisters? We running the government, we running the politics, we growing our own food, we got all these thriving businesses, and all the other states, all the other people around the world looking at us. Here we are slaves. We was drug dealers and whoremongers and drunks. And here we are, but we can come together and create this state. And we got international trade going. Don't you know? I'm not telling us not to ignore the great accomplishments of the past, but we are alive right now. And we need something big that we can feel proud of. All of us. We do this thing, this campaign called Operation Exodus Mississippi. We do that. All of us get the credit because the way it's designed, every man, woman, and child, even an infant, take that infant, put a seed in that infant's head, go to a farm and take a picture of that infant putting a seed in the ground. So when that child gets big, look what you did to create this. All of us, no individual, no organization gets the credit for Operation Exodus Mississippi. Of course, I'm bringing the idea, myself and Brother Taalik. Of course, we bring the idea. But all of us get the credit for this. It's about us, every man, woman, and child. And we become workers. We didn't mind working for the white man, picking cotton. Now you can go to Mississippi and we're going to pick cotton again, but it's for ourselves. Picking corn and tomatoes for ourselves. Oh, man. I remember growing up, I'm the child of a sharecropper. There's nothing, look, y'all, there's nothing like going into the garden and taking a tomato, pulling it off the vine, and eat that tomato straight off the vine. You don't have to worry about no chemicals or nothing. I didn't even wash the tomato off. I used to go to the garden and pull a turnip off the ground and knock a little of the dirt off and eat it straight raw. There's nothing, many of our children have never seen a seed go into the ground and then it produces the food that child is going to eat. They never seen that before. But in Mississippi, every man, woman, and child is going to see them seeds go into the ground and you're going to produce your own food and build your own houses, plant your own forests, do all that for yourself. Everything that you want to is right here. This is the way to do it. And you're using the law and the politics. You're already in that position. Our brothers and sisters in Mississippi and perhaps in Alabama, in many places and towns in this country, they are already in those positions. They just really don't know what to do. They don't have a real plan. This is the plan. This is what we're going to do. This is how we got ourselves. And if we do it, oh man, if the people from Kemet could come back, if the people from Timbuktu could come back and see what we have done in this modern time, they're going to say, damn, we built pyramids, but look what they done. And see, on top of that, look what you have done. You are in the process of destroying racism itself. That's what you're doing. You're creating a sanctuary state, a safe zone for all our people in the 48 states. If they get sick and tired of the hell they're catching in California or New York or Michigan, wherever they are, you create a sanctuary and a sanctuary for our people. And when it gets too populated, then you put your eyes on the prize for Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee, wherever the sky's the limit. Least to say, for those of us who want to go back to the continent, now you're putting yourself in a position to go to the continent or wherever you want. You can do what we want to do. Create that nation to yourself. But the way that y'all doing it now, it's not going to get done. It's not going to get done. It's too small. We need something really, really big to get into this game. Something really, really big. And Operation Exodus Mississippi is that something that is really, really big. We got to think big. We have to use our brains. The only thing I'm doing right now is bringing the foundation because there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be problems. But see, it's not about me. I'm going to ask advice from Brother Gary. I'm going to get advice from Sister Rashida. I'm going to get advice from GL. I'm going to get advice from Brother Baraki. Oh, I said his name wrong. Bakar. See? You got me. We're going to get advice for each other. We have the talent to get this job done. But in these little groups and organizations, it's not going to get done. It's not enough. But we, as a people, we got electricians, we got carpenters, we got architects, we got all the tools, all the talent that we need in order to get this job done. Domestically and abroad, we can get the job done. But right now, like I told you, those of us who are alive today, the only thing we can do is get the process started. And really, to be quite honest, we're damaged goods because we're carrying the influence of living with racists going on 500 years. We got all this little stuff that's messed up about us. But when you isolate your children from this bad, nasty society, and they don't, and you deprive them of this detrimental behavior that they see around themselves, our children can get better. When you put children in a better environment, the children get better. Matter of fact, even if you put people, grown adults, as old as myself, when you put us in a better environment, we become better. The reason why the people keep getting worse and worse and worse is because they are in a nasty, filthy, corrupt environment. We are in toilet stools. And some of y'all think that your doo-doo don't stink. Doo-doo stink, okay? We all in the same toilet. Well, see, I don't stink like you do, but you stink. It don't make no difference about that. Well, you smell like pee-pee. Well, you smell like doo-doo. So what? We all in the same toilet. It don't make no difference. So we're damaged goods. So the only thing we can do is understand what we need to do in order to make our children better. And they will, and because we still influenced by the toilet, they're gonna be stinky. But as time goes on, and we do, like Spike Lee said, we continue to do the right thing, we start getting cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. And that's the purpose of religion, to make you clean, to make you a righteous person. And when you become clean and you become righteous, you bring it to the heaven that your God talk about. You don't have to wait to die. It'll be heaven on earth right here. Do you know why you catching hell now? Because you got a hellified mind. You got a hellified mindset. But once that mindset change, once your mindset become heavenly, you're going to produce heaven. But since you have a devil type mentality, mindset, then the only thing you can produce is hell. And that's all you're going to get is hell. But this Operation Exodus Mississippi is taking us out of that. So what you're looking at is a metamorphosis that we have to come through. Because we're nasty and we're ugly right now. And some people think that caterpillars are ugly creatures. But soon they go and they spin a cocoon around themselves. And then out of that cocoon comes this beautiful creature called a butterfly. And this butterfly is able to defy gravity and fly into the heavens. That's what your scriptures is talking about. You are to go through a metamorphosis. And see, if you didn't know no better, you would think that the caterpillar and the butterfly are two separate creatures, but they're not. The only thing happened was that the butterfly went through a metamorphosis. So we transfer from being the N word, I want to say it makes it more dramatic. We go from being the N word to your gods, to kings and queens for real. No more talk. You will be running a kingdom, the kingdom of heaven on earth. You'll be ruling, you'll be God, a God in heaven, because you produce a heaven on this planet. That's what you will be doing. You will be changing the direction of humanity all over this planet. And your scripture goes on to say, those of you who believe in scripture, it says there, it talks about the heaven on earth, that God wants to create a heaven on earth. But in order to do that, you must let the former things pass away in order to make all things new. In order to make all things new, you must let the former things pass away. And I'm very sorry for you. I know you don't want to hear this. All things pass away because you're not going to need it no more in heaven. The reason why you need Christianity is because you're not in heaven. You go to heaven, you don't need Christianity no more. You don't need Islam once you create a hereafter. You don't need that no more. You're already living in the hereafter. Hereafter what? The hereafter you was living in hell. You don't need that stuff no more. So we need to let all those former things pass away. Let it go. That's the reason why nothing new can come, because y'all hold on to something that is old. You're not going to need that no more. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad even said, for those of you who are in the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught that the Islam that we have right now is not going to go into the hereafter. It's not going to be part of the hereafter. Because you're making something new. You're not going to need that no more. You're not going to, those are crutches. Those books was designed to put you in the situation that we're looking at right now. And you may not believe it or not. I am influenced by Quran. I am influenced by the Bible. My interpretation and the way I look at things is just different from the way that you do. And I'm telling you that your God has answered your prayers. Do you think that I'm smart enough to bring something like this to you? I ain't that smart, y'all. Taalik, are you that smart?
No.
He said he ain't that smart either. So if you believe, so there's another thing in the Quran. The Quran said that God uses whom he pleases. So I know that you want maybe Minister Farrakhan to bring this message, or maybe Tariq Nasheed, or Cynthia G, or one of y'all other favorite folks, maybe even Sister Rashida. I know y'all probably wanted one of y'all favorites to bring this message, but it came through here. And God chooses whom he pleases. So it makes no difference about what you like and don't and dislike. God chose me to do this. God chose Taalik and me to get together one night and just throwing ideas around. And so this idea has influenced people like Brother Maurice Muhammad. Brother Maurice Muhammad loved the Nation of Islam. But I've never seen Brother Maurice Muhammad with the energy level and the vigor until he heard this idea of Operation Exodus Mississippi. Now he's all excited and full of energy. There's a reason for that, because we are on time. There was a subject that the Muslims used to say all the time: the time and what must be done. We have entered the time and what we are going to do and get it done. You should know, if you know what the time and must be done, then you should get the job done, or you're doing it. Why are we still doing things? Why are we still doing? What do you mean? If you know what the time is and what must be done, then do it. But clearly something is wrong here. It's not getting done. I will make all things new. So Operation Exodus Mississippi is just much more than a sanctuary city or a town or a state or even a safe haven. What you and I doing, what you and I, brothers and sisters, are actually doing, we are actually changing the world. We're changing the direction of humanity by our example and what we're doing in this effort, Operation. That's what you will be doing. You and I will be the catalyst and the foundation of heaven on earth. I don't know about the heaven after the heaven that you go to after you die. I don't know nothing about that. But I would guarantee you, once you create heaven on earth, you're not going to be in a rush to go to the heaven in the sky, because it's going to be real good and beautiful right here, living the only life that you know, because you don't know nothing about that. You hope after you die that you go to this wonderful place. And I hope that we do. But in the meantime, dealing with our reality and what we know, the same way that men created hell, we can create heaven. And the ones who can get the job done are those who are the descendants of slaves born in America, having dark skin, those of whom I call the people of soul. And the Bible said we are the meek that will inherit the earth. There's nobody more meek than a slave. Everything has been taken away from a slave. There's no more humility left. Everything has been, your humanity, your being ashamed, everything has been taken away from you. There's no more person on this planet more meek than a slave. And the meek shall inherit the earth. And here we are, we've been given the tools to get that job done. We will, in our activity, destroy racism, sexism, and all these isms, and all this crap that's detrimental. And I want to say this finally in my conclusion. For those of you who are worried about the homosexuals, for those of you who are worried about the race mixing, those of you who are worried about the crack addicts and the detrimental behavior, don't you know when you create a better environment, you don't have to worry about this stuff. All those things will begin to disappear because the environment that created those things will no longer exist. So you don't have to trip off stuff like that. You don't have to worry about the crack addicts and all these different things. We will return to what many of you call a natural state. Now, I know some of y'all want that right now, and you're not going to get it because when you die, the homosexual's still going to be here. And when you die, you know, the race mixing is still going to be here. And the crack addiction and the other drug addiction and the alcohol, it's still going to be here. But what we're doing is for ourselves, but it's for our people in the future. And we will become the forefathers and will become the greatest generation ever produced among our people. We will be the forefathers. I think that's a great honor to be somebody like, you know, like the way they honor George Washington, Ben Franklin. That's the way we're going to be honored. They're going to put Sister Rashida's face on one of our dollar bills and coin. Brother Gary's face would be on a dollar bill. My face would be, I don't want that. I want a monument myself. Y'all can have the dollar bill and the coins. I'll just take a monument, you know, like Mount Rushmore. Wow. You know, I'll take that, you know. But that's the direction we're taking ourselves, brothers and sisters. Hey, Russia, got people from Russia looking at us. And don't trip off the numbers. That don't mean nothing. Because there's nothing out here. Y'all come to the right place. This was the best place to be right now. So with that said, I hope that I've inspired us a little bit to support this activity and encourage people to subscribe to this channel so that you can keep up to date. And I will continue to send information to those who are on my email list. And for those who are not on the email list, just go into the description box and all of our contact information is in the description box. And like I say, get people to subscribe to the channel. The main thing that we want to do, there are those who have come to me and ask about giving a donation. Right now, we're not taking donations, but what you can do, you can help us promote. You can put an ad. You can put an ad in your local newspaper. You can make a YouTube video. You can send the information to your church or some club. It's about promotion. Now, if we do decide to come and ask about donations, the first thing I want to do, I want to put billboards up on all the major highways in Mississippi. I think there's like 4 or 5 major interstates. So that's like 5 billboards. I'm going to call and see how much that will cost and put like maybe 10 billboards on major highways, and people be passing by. What is that? What is Operation A? What is that? What is that? So we can get our people, the residents there, get them to talking, because if they don't get on board the soul train, we're done anyway. But I truly believe I have a really, really good feeling, because I started not to really officially kick this off. But after I met Sister Rashida personally, And after some other things that has happened, I said, well, why not go for it? And I placed the, oh, how can I forget this? And I hope Brother Omar Shabazz is here. I really want to send a shout out to Brother Omar Shabazz for that beautiful, I think it's a beautiful promotional video that we played, you know, before we came on air. I think that was the bomb. I'm gonna tell you, Brother Omar, when I first saw that video, the first time I saw it, tears started coming out of my eyes. I was like, wow, this is magnificent. Nothing is better than this Operation Exodus Mississippi. This is the real solution. I'm available to anybody to have a debate. You're not gonna last long. You're not gonna last long because this idea encompasses so much. It sort of reminds me of Bruce Lee's Yeet Kune Do. You know, having no form. It just fits. It's like water. Whatever vessel it falls into, it just takes the shape of that. And all these other things are just so rigid. Not only are they rigid, but brothers and sisters, it's not enough. We need something big to get into this sick game called race. We need something really big. Something big that it can inspire the 40 to 70 million soul brothers and sisters in this nation. Something big that we can be proud of. And because we can get the job done. We got the energy, we got the money, we got the talent, everything that we need, everything is available. We can get this job done. Something big that we can be proud of. We got it going on. So again, thank you for listening. I want to thank Brother Gary for being here with us in the room with me. Of course, my beautiful dark-skinned activist sister Rashid.
Oh, you welcome.
I'm glad that you're here. Oh, and my brother Taalik is here with me. Come on, Brother Taalik. See if we can share the screen a little bit. See if you can scoot over here. Where Brother Taalik? Come on, Brother Taalik. Can you get in there? You're going to have to go a little bit further. Come on. A little bit.
Where's Brother Taalik at, man?
I want to thank Brother Taalik for taking
Taalik, I just got on my cell phone. I was having issues because I was in a restaurant and I wanted to use my phone when I got the notification on Google Hangout and I couldn't get in.
Right.
But I'm just letting you know you can get on the phone as well. Use your personal phone as if. I mean, I ain't trying to tell y'all what you do. I was just giving you a suggestion.
We need that information because I don't know how you do it.
Do it now.
How do you actually? Is there
just if you have the Google Hangout as an app on your mobile phone, as long as you have that hyperlink that you provided through Facebook Messenger, you hit on that with your phone. With the Google Hangout app is applied on your phone. You simply go in there and boom, you join. But of course, what I was trying to do, I was trying to get into your room. I think when it wasn't actually activated. That's what happened. So see, if you look right here, that's my mobile phone. The one I'm speaking right now is through my laptop.
Okay.
Just let you know for future thing, man. But go ahead and continue. I don't want to disrupt y'all things as I already did.
Yeah,
appreciate you, Brother Gary.
Yeah, we needed that information.
Hey man, that was excellent. Hey man, excellent. Now that was outstanding, man. A good detailed I wouldn't even call it a summary, a run through about the synopsis about what Exodus Mississippi is all about. What else? And I think that was a good job, man. I mean, I've learned more about it than I had the previous times that I have or engaged in listening to. I mean, you did a good job then, but this right here outlined and detailed and highlighted about a lot of the campaign that y'all are trying to spearhead through. So good job on that, brother. I just want to commend you on that. And I'm not trying to butter you up or anything. You know me. But good job on detailing it, brother.
Slide some butter over here, brother.
Good God Almighty, man. Good job, man.
Thank you. Oh, matter of fact, Brother Gary, while I got you here, you know, I got to have you as a special guest. You remember that now?
Absolutely.
I'll talk, okay?
Absolutely. I don't think there's no need for me to say anything or whatever. I know, you know me and whatever and stuff. There's nothing I can say, but just sit back and listen Learn more each and every time that you know, when I listen to y'all, and that's all I can do. You know, if I have something to input that I can contribute, by all means, I would say so.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Better believe it. But looking over there like, man, you mean bugging somebody, man. Do your thing, man.
Oh, wait a minute. All right. Y'all got my full attention. It's not like that. It's all good, brother.
Hey, you know, Taalik just roll that way, man.
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy, you know.
Hey, bro, what do you man, Brother Taalik broke that down. That was real good. If you don't mind, I don't know if you have something to say before I say anything, but what do you have to add on to what Brother Taalik was talking about? Excellent, man.
Thank you.
Hey.
What I want to add on to it is that basically, you know, the stuff I even be pointing out in my own videos or on Hangout, that basically comes all together, you know, under one umbrella. But I want to just say this, that this is important because right now I live in the state of Nebraska, okay? In Nebraska, it's not that many black people there, you know, and except where in Omaha, it's just a few more, but still, it's like, you know, 1% in that state. You know, it's like 1% of us in that state. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not one to criticize a lot of our people who decide to go and move outside the unquote quote black community, okay? Because I mean, if I had a family, now I'm just a single person, okay? If I had a family and I'm living in a community where it's constant shooting going on there, okay? Constant killing, constant robbing, rape, all these other crimes that's taking place in our communities. And nothing is effectively being done by the people in the community about it. But they want to criticize those for taking their resources and going over to the suburbs, or what they want to call going to be among the white folks or whatever. I'm going to say this. I used to be one of those type of brothers, or individuals, rather to say. And I look at it like this. If a person needs to be safe, especially raising kids, you know what I'm saying, without them going out in the front yard worrying about if they gonna be caught up in the slew of bullets because of a shootout between some niggas over drug territory or whatever the case is, or their grandmother can't go out and empty the garbage can because she might get raped at 71. You know, I'm talking about stuff now as far as where I come from originally, okay? And I mean, this ideal, you know what I'm saying, in a paradigm manner covers all that, you know, where our elderly could finally feel protected in their last days on earth, where our children could definitely be protected, our women for sure could be protected, okay, and everybody, including us as brothers. You know, we ain't got to run to no another nationality, unquote, to feel safe around, or go to another state, even somewhere further west, like western where I'm at, like Montana or Wyoming or Idaho, you know, which is known to have a heavy presence of white supremacy going on, you know, and stuff like that. Blacks are moving to these states. They're moving to Utah just because they want to get away from what they call the urban setting here in America because of stuff like that. Like where I'm at in the particularly in the Lincoln area, which is the state capital, that's like 1 hour from Omaha. But anyway, it's a lot of blacks leaving, like coming from Chicago, coming from Detroit, or coming from even far as California and other different places, Texas and whatnot, that's flocking there. And now they trying to mess that up. But see, them white folks, of course, they not going to have that. Number one, that's the state capital. You know, if you going to do that, go to Omaha or just get up out of Nebraska entirely, because they not going to have that. You know, and my thing is this, is that, you know, I want to be, you know, community orientated when it comes to us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. But the reality is, I hate it, but I couldn't even sit in my apartment and leave out the door in Detroit a few years ago and have a cup of coffee on the steps of my apartment building without worrying about a drive-by or getting robbed or something, okay? I could do that in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I'm not saying this to brag, because it's a low-income neighborhood I live in, all right? But still, the paradigm is different. And it should be like that in all Black communities, wherever we at, as far as being mostly populated in the United States, especially in places like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, or South Carolina and stuff like that. So I feel like this, that we need to definitely create a reality where we ain't got to keep running and facing and being stuck out like a thorn around all these racist white folks. And of course, like what I deal with in Nebraska. Because I mean, you know, they got definitely ways of showing their racism. And I have to really, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm not saying this because I'm so terrified at the situation. Let's not get it wrong, but the reality is we're living in America, okay? And racism is well alive and it exists. But the thing is that I have to walk on pins and needles in a way of saying it, or a better lack of term of word, just to watch myself, because I'm around the majority of them. But I'm at the same time, I'm not gonna kiss their ass either. I mean, if things get too far gone to where I feel violated or disrespected or even discriminated against, I'm gonna still speak up. You know, you ain't got that many type of Negroes in that area like that, because those ones that is in that area, they like to try to get along with them. You know what I'm saying? But see, I mean, but I still try to deal with them on a diplomatic level without me having to resort to what they think we are anyway when they stereotype us as being violent, when they stereotype us as being aggressive, you know. But I do what I need to do to abide by the laws and do what I need to do while I'm there, okay? But like I said, if we develop this reality called Operation Exodus Mississippi by straight up getting it off the ground and actually putting it at task as far as emotion of this becoming a real reality where people can look forward to, you know what I'm saying? I think even the Black people that's in certain parts like Walmart, Nebraska, Wyoming, Idaho, Oregon, they'll flock toward Mississippi, you know. Excuse my sweating, it's so daggone hot up here. But anyway, like I said, you know, my thing is that I just rather, like I said, thanks, brother. I'd rather, you know, be back around my people because it's natural. Like the brothers say, it's natural. So I'd rather be back around my people. I'd rather be back around, of course, no offense, sister, my beautiful sisters, and even younger generation, you know, who I miss, you know, that's in the category of my people like my grandies that I could watch grow up, you know, and not grow up as thugs and criminals and all that kind of stuff, you know. And this reality, Operation Exodus Mississippi, calls for that. And so this is what I want. And I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, this thing get to popping for real, like I said, as far as getting off the ground, I'm making immediate prompt reservations to get up out of Nebraska to come back east. You know, because I mean, I'm really tired of living just, you know, I want to, you know, and maybe at being in my early 50s, I'm able to say that I stand more of a chance being longer on Earth than I would have if I'd have stayed in Detroit, or if I'd have stayed in Lexington, Kentucky, or Toledo, Ohio, or something like that, you know, because of the demographics of what goes on in them type of places that I just, but, you know, like I said, I shouldn't have to go around white folks to feel that way. I shouldn't have to go around Asians to feel that way. I should be able to be around my own people feeling that way. You know, especially if I only got 20 or 30 more years to live at the age I am anyway, and at the age that Brother Taalik is.
Why are you mentioning mine?
Oh, excuse me, brother. Well, I mean, the same age bracket. I just put it that way. All right, brother. All right, no offense, but yeah, okay, I got you. But yeah, I mean, it's like, man, but I'm serious though. I mean, it's all about love and unity.
Yes.
For us as a people, you know. I mean, the haves and the have-nots. It's all about, like you say, us not degrading each other because we have less, or judging each other about how much more we got and all that. See, integration, that really opened up integration opened up the doors for that. No disrespect to our dark-skinned ancestors of the civil rights generation, but integration, unfortunately, opened up them doors, which more so divided us on class levels. So by that happening, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this. If we get in a sanctuary, like taking control of a state such as Mississippi, that can evaporate if we all work together in a common collective way, like I said earlier when I opened up on air, you know, as far as us coming together and throwing our differences to the side. And like I heard the sister speaking earlier, you know, even if we disagree with each other, still agree with each other on which could help us to go down that road to where it'll be a light at the end of the tunnel, especially for our future generations. And that's what that's about. But, you know, I'm not going to take up the whole show, rest of the show, but what is your reply back to that, my brother or sister? What do y'all have to say? Because it seems his brother's busy. He wants to be the conductor. Go ahead. No, you all right, brother, doing what you doing?
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Something to say there, sis?
It was getting ready to get close to bringing this. Oh, you know, I made man. Man, I know I'm gonna be in trouble. With the women. I want to send a shout out to my sister Ann. She's in the chat room. Got to send out shout out to Sister Ann. Should have done that in the beginning. How could I didn't mention Sister Ann. I know I didn't. I mentioned I'm sorry, Sister Ann. I'm sorry. And you know, and I didn't send a shout out to my Sister Noble. Sister Noble Levine. I'm in trouble. I know I'm gonna get it. I know they're gonna. You didn't say my name. You said all them old raggedy people name, and you didn't say my name. You know how women is. Oh wow. I can hear it now. They might have a little mercy on me. This is try to get myself together. I don't know why. I should have put it on my notes to make sure I get everybody. But yeah, we getting ready to flow out of here. But I want to also give my.
I just want to say one thing. Hey, see this button on this brother here? Lift up and let me see the button.
Malcolm, of course.
Yeah, this button with Malcolm. I just want to say one positive thing about the state of Nebraska is that I'm proud to at least be living, even though I'm living in a majority white populated state, like I say, but in a way it makes me feel proud because a brother like this was produced there. Not too many people know that, but he was before he became Detroit Red.
Lincoln?
No, it was Omaha.
Oh, Omaha.
And they do got a community center named after him and some type of kind of monument in the house born in Omaha. If you ever pass through while you on the road, brother, you might want to stop and check that out in Omaha. You too.
Okay. And with that said, we're gonna pass the mic and get the last few words from our sister Rashida. Sister Rashida, mic belongs to you, sister.
Well, thank you. I just want to say I really enjoyed listening to what everybody has to say. I'm actually looking forward. I'm a super detail-oriented person. So now that you've opened up, you know, the foundation of what Operation Mississippi is all about, summarized it, I'm looking forward to an in-depth look at it in terms of the details of how everything will be mapped out, because I think it's a, you know, just listening to what you're saying, listening to the brothers speak. There's a lot of Black people all around the United States that want out of whatever. So a lot of us are in misery.
Yes.
So, I mean, we talk about the next generation. I mean, it seems to me it's getting more miserable as the generations go on. And that's the irony is, you know, we talk about the civil rights movement, which I do respect all the brothers and sisters who sacrificed and did what they needed to do for Black people. But like the brother just pointed out, one of the impact of the civil rights movement was a class system. And I'm not too sure if we would have avoided that living in America. I'm not too sure, but that's a very good point. There's so many thought-provoking things that came up. So all of this makes me want to know the details, the how, when, what, who, the details of how this stuff will be mapped out. So I'm very interested in that next chapter in the Operation Mississippi campaign.
I'm interested. Can you help me?
Well said. Hey, remember 11 years, Taalik, you don't even realize, man, on YouTube, when 11 years ago, when you conducted your first radio show on Blog Talk Radio. Can you y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think it was 11 years ago, and me and you had a little, we were bumping heads a little bit over some goddamn, over potato salad, basically, over the Loon Moon.
Yeah, the lunar, yeah.
Yeah, we kind of went at it. It wasn't real serious. And then after a week, you made a video of me. I made a video of you. And then we set aside, we reconciled, and then you got me on the talk show. But the thing that I was discussing, and I've said this about 3 months ago when I was in that hotel and what have you, stuff, when I was talking about reactionary and proactive.
Yeah.
You were speaking about it, you know, just as your personal progression that you have transformed yourself as I have, and as brother, you know, because me and brother Taalik come back from the school of a teacher back 25 years ago, and we kind of emancipated ourselves from it. But I was speaking about what you touched on is that you had to get rid of a lot of the symbolic speak talk that was reactionary, but it wasn't tangible. It didn't have no effect in the reality because, like I said, a lot of times as a group of people historically here in the United States for centuries, is that, I mean, we're deprived people historically, systematically, institutionally, evasive, implicitly, explicitly. We tend to retreat and seek refuge to an idealistic canopy. A lot of us do. And remember, and I'm speaking about, like when you speak about integration about Martin Luther King to lead, I was speaking on that radio talk show 11 years ago that us Black folks, we tend to seek refuge. When we can't do things against the government or respond or elevate ourselves from it, we tend to retreat to objectification, not objectification like you do in scholarship, but objectification on where we treat things that are untangible, things that are abstract concepts that we can't touch, but yet we worship and we treat it as if it's something that is concrete. You know what I'm saying? And Brother Taalik was just saying, you know, like the white man and this and that. I was like that 15 years ago. about the chakras and kundalinis, and not to dismiss those kind of things. Those things are very good metaphysically, but those things are subjective, and I believe that relies on personal or personal testimony, and those things are arbitrary. But when I was saying on the radio talk show is that Martin Luther King, even though we can debate, I even said that on the radio 11 years ago, we can debate whether the Boule and all these people infiltrated, and it caused us, because black folks, when we was under the Jim Crow law and the separate but equal thing back historically and under systematically racism back in the South and the what have you, though that they had their foot on our necks. When we look at the family unit, our occupation, our education, because in our education back in segregation is that the school boards had black folks teaching under segregation. And what I was saying is I understand integration. When we integrated, we compromised a lot of with the ramifications that we see with the breaking of the because of liberal laws and what have you in the six. But anyways, to get back to reactionary and proactive, is that what Brother Taalik is actually doing? He had to shed a lot of this stuff, this fantasy stuff, in some degree, and we have to look at things that are realistic. You know what I'm saying? And he had to shed and discard a lot of these things that are too, again, objective, abstract. And the political ploy is that with the demographic in Mississippi, because when we look at the statistics and category as a state, Mississippi ranks either last or overall in all the 50 states of the United States, or 46 or what have you. Most of the time they're either last or second to last. So God, I kind of lost my train of thought. But listening to this, the campaign, or what y'all doing, again, I'm not saying that to butter y'all up, you know what I'm saying, to toot y'all horn, but from where I'm coming from, I do think it's very viable. Brother Taalik is aware that it's very difficult. A dog that shit fast don't last long. It ain't gonna happen overnight. Again, that's the reason why he used the metaphorical thing about the caterpillar. Caterpillar is very ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But a caterpillar has to go through its metamorphosis of looking ugly, which is equivalent to it's going to get ugly. It gets worse before it gets better. And we have to shed a lot of our differences. It's just the same thing when I was speaking to Sister Rashida, and how Brother Taalik, relative to that, they have their differences, but their friendship and their friendship is not hampered by their differences. You see what I'm saying? So I've kind of been rambling a little bit, but that was just my little input on it. And about Nebraska, oh my God, I was up in Nebraska about 3 months ago. My goodness, man, that place right over there is like cooking chicken without seasoning salt down there. Down there look like Molly Ringwald from what's that? There's no folks down there, man. They ain't got no man. I've been around all kind of states. That's what I do is travel. But Kansas and Nebraska, man. Golly, them folks down there, boy, they just so bland.
That was supposed to be the safe haven, somewhat sanctuary for our ancestors who escaped slave oppression and Jim Crow from the South. A lot of people don't know about that part of our history, but the Midwest, the deep Midwest was supposed to be a frontier, for us to be able to get away from that type of oppression. But we saw what happened in places like Tulsa, Oklahoma, with the Black Wall Street thing, and even in Omaha. Matter of fact, next year it'll be 19 years when they lynched the brother, or they snatched him up out of a court building in downtown Omaha, and they lynched him, of course, because of the common narrative that a white woman accused him of sexually assaulting her. And a matter of fact, if you look at that picture where you show the brother's corpse being burnt, where he's laying back, not the brother that's hanging, that one was in Texas, but the one where the brother is laying back, you know what I'm saying, after they done burnt him and mutilated him, that was in Omaha. Right. So, I mean, it's crazy, but yeah, that state in that area definitely has a history that, people would like, kind of use identical as to the way our people's history in the South is. Because, I mean, it's almost kind of like that. Yeah. More so than I've seen in other areas in the country. But that comes closer to the way that our people were mutilated and lynched and all that in the South. So, I mean, it's like a brother told me, and because of anonymity, out of respect for his status or whatever, but he did tell me this. When I first moved there over 4 years ago, and he looked at my Kentucky state ID, he said, look, man, you might have came a little further north, but you know what I'm saying? That's it. And he ain't have to say no more than that. And since then, I've seen what his point was.
Hey, real quick too. Well said. Well, and also I feel what Brother Taalik was talking about. He's not trying to make this campaign with exclusion. You know, I'm not following homosexuality. I understand that the potential risk of having white folks. I mean, it's next to impossible to have white folks. We cannot interact. I mean, I remember Sister Soldier said that a long time ago. We're not speaking about a physical separation. We're talking about a mental separation. You see what I'm saying? Of understanding that we retain our own cultural identification and other social stratification of who we are. You know what I'm saying? Because it is, I mean, Mississippi, we have, I mean, there's a social cultural dimension to it. The folks of Mississippi, they are a southern state. And they are lasered, they're entrenched, and they're embedded by the southern tradition of Christianity. If you go over there and start talking all that pro whatever and stuff, you're gonna immediately cut them off. They don't want to hear that. Brother that me and you, when me and you met in person, he's from Mississippi. He likes a lot of he's very open-minded. He is very open-minded. I mean, we talked for 3 hours when we went down to Laredo, Texas. He asks me questions, he listens, but he still has that. There's nothing wrong with that, but he is a strong Christian thing because it's been facilitated and it's been orchestrated through tradition of that culture in the South, especially Mississippi. Those folks are very religious. It's like I said, if you go over there, start talking that Dr. Khalid Muhammad stuff with 50 dudes with black boots, and you march up to Mississippi, shoot, all they got to do is have one dude come over there and raise his hand and say, Jesus Christ. And doggone, and 90% of them folks. So you got to be, I mean, I like your approach. You know, I see what you're saying because you've been called a coon. You probably been called you're homosexual. Yeah. See, I understand the strategic of why you're doing that because you understand the modern, the modern condition of that. You know, if you can't make that approach like we did back in the 1960s or come with a Malcolm X approach. We're living in 2018 is next to impossible. So it's just to mobilize the political thing, having awareness, and somewhat, maintain your religion in some sense, but we have to emancipate and connect ourselves to reality in a strong degree, because we're relying too much on the supernatural or these metaphysical things to rescue us from our demise, rather than seeing our relation to reality, and then do things that we can implement or make things that are applicable, that we can usher things realistically as a result by investing on things that we do. I mean, in reality, and ultimately, it would have this incentive and reward, and then we start gradually seeing progress and what happens. So let me just shut the hell up now. And I know you got things to do. I appreciate you for allowing me to say what I had to do. Hey, Rashida, love your energy, woman. I love your energy. I could just tell you.
Thank you.
Love your energy, what have you, sis. I know you're a very smart woman, too. Again, I'm not tooting your horn because he knows me. I go off, and if I don't feel right about a person, shoot, I shoot. They want to talk a 2-cent talk with me, I give them $1 million ass whipping. I'm not trying to toot my horn. I love your energy, though. Yeah, on the real. But Taalik, do your thing. Taalik, do your thing, brother.
Yes, sir.
I thank you.
Yeah, I thank you. I thank you. Thank you too, brother. I'm glad that you was here. And
I'm not thanking you for allowing me to talk. Thank you for giving us your time to do what you're doing to provide your outline about your mission and your campaign, brother. Thank you for giving us your time. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I still thank you for being here because I really did want you. I had talked to you earlier. I did want you to be here with me. And again, thanks, Sister Rashida.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Brother Taalik for being here this
Yes,
weekend. Sir. And I thank to everybody. Like I said, those of you who are listening now in the audience, those on Facebook. I'm not gonna forget my Facebook friends. Those in the chat room. Appreciate it. And I think we had a really nice day. I enjoyed myself.
I did.
Last series we had last. And, you know, what's that? How that song go? I'm glad we had this time together.
I just want to. I would like to just add one last thing. In the future, I hope on my future travel journeys that I am able to go around with this brother to different areas and different states, as far as reaching out to our people with this Operation Mississippi campaign platform. And hopefully I'll run into you, Brother Gary, and also you, Sister Rashida.
Yeah.
Because I mean, people that are like y'all, that are in sync totally with what we're doing commonly, it's a common accord, collective thing. I don't mind dealing with y'all. I mean, I'm gonna just say this straight up. And I told Brother Taalik this, and I'm not gonna be shy of this, but I don't care to be dealing with a whole bunch of Negroes at this point. Because of our people's mental condition. I seen it even traveling here. In the Greyhound bus depots, like in Kansas City, on my way here. Oh man, it's crazy. Our people is, look, I'm just like this. The only thing I could do is, like I still been doing, is just be patient and deal with our people and hope that we get this thing going as far as getting this campaign of Operation Exodus Mississippi off the ground so that we can actually build a new reality and we can live finally in peace among each other instead of talking about so much trying to live in peace with other people who don't obviously want to live in peace with us. So we got to learn how to live with each other in peace first anyway, before we could even go that route. But I'm just glad to have y'all on this chat, this live chat. And I thank my brother Taalik, because if it wasn't for him, I'm gonna tell you, you know, brother Gary, as far as when I said bunk Black consciousness, I was totally done with our people at that point.
Oh wow.
No, I wasn't done. I was just done with I'm not done with it.
I know what you're saying, but as far as the Black conscious thing, period. After I left that, I wasn't done with us as a people, because I seen somewhere in my gut feeling that it was some hope for us. That one day we can rise up out these ashes that we find ourselves in. But what I'm trying to explain is that I was done with that Black conscious thing to the point where I feel like it kind of really was driving me to the point of craziness. I'm gonna just
you gotta go into more detail about that one day.
Hey, I don't mind. And we gonna have a future. When we have one of our future live chats. Remember to bring that back up, and I would definitely remember that. And if you got to remind me, and I would definitely go into that. Because Brother Gary, me and you both know, we've been down that similar road, you know.
I got my shit together.
I want to hear this. Oh my God.
I feel you on that, bro.
And it's mass common knowledge. So, you know, whether people agree with it or not, everybody in the public know, the media, social media, even mainstream media know about what me and Brother Gary came from. So it ain't no, secret.
Yeah.
It's everything.
That was a true example of being indulged in that idealistic thing.
Yeah.
Being embedded in that kind of stuff, but then in reality, shit, our world was in a disarray. And then when I emancipated myself from it, man, I mean, I prospered. And that's my biggest thing is I try to tell everybody, man, get your shit right first.
Right.
You know, I focus just like he was saying. I mean, I got that video when I was speaking about the white man. I mean, get yourself right first. You know what I'm saying? Empower yourself and what have you. I detached myself from focus on what was I doing? I was, you know, and a lot of my brothers and sisters, man. I mean, back in 2000, what these cats are doing, hell, I was with Lord Abba, Sabir Bey, and King Noble, Saab Netter back in 2000 and shit, man. And this was in 2000, not 2008. But anyway, I'm talking. Brother Taalik got something he got to do. I'll get the
All right.
Bro, once again,
we'll talk about that later on.
Once again, Brother Gary, it's my pleasure. And also, Bro Shida, it's my pleasure also. And we will be getting together, hopefully in the future, definitely.
All right. And y'all have a good one there, Rashida.
Yes,
Taalik, Brother Taalik.
Right.
Peace
Right.
and love, man. Y'all and ladies.
Be out of here. And I like these Brother Gary and Sister Rashida because they keeps it real. That's why we together.
Without a doubt. That's what I like.
Right, but that, hey, you know what I said? I tell everybody has misappropriated that word, keeping it real. Don't be real, be honorable.
Be honorable.
There you go.
Kill yourself. Kill yourself so you can live.
Get up out of here and get on my Facebook and do some honorable stuff right now. Because
what happened?
It's gonna be nice.
What
Y'all
happened?
what y'all want to. But I'm very glad to be on here. But I got some fire here and get off my chest here.
What happened on Facebook? What happened on Facebook?
Yeah, yes.
Rashida, what do you say about Facebook?
Oh no.